it slow, let it burn. Maybe tonight I'll learn. I poured a glass to quiet my mind, but the ache came back like every time. The bottle shined in the neon light, like I knew I'd lose this fight tonight. I raised it high, then drank it down, but your voice still filled this empty town. Every swallow burned my chest, still couldn't put your ghost to rest. There's a stain on the counter where your hand once lay, a mark like a love that never fades. The bartender looked at me inside like he's seen men drown but stay alive. I told myself I'd let you go, but whiskey always tells me no. It loosens all the locks I built, then floods the room with memory and guilt. Whiskey keeps your name in the bottom of every glass. I drink to kill the pain, but it only brings you back. Whiskey keeps your name on my tongue and in my soul. I came here to forget, but it won't let me go. You used to smile when I played too late, said some men love the dark too much to change. Now I sit where the lonely sit and trade my peace for another hit. I hear the jukebox crack and cry like old men do who never ask why. And every chord I ever knew still bends itself around you. If I smash this glass against the wall, will I hear your name at all? Or will the silence pour like rain and spell you out again? Whiskey keeps your name in the smoke and in the flame. No matter how I drink tonight, it always ends the same. Whiskey keeps your name like a curse I came to trust. I thought love died clean and quick, but love just turns to dust. One more pour, one more lie, one more night without goodbye. These old streets still whisper her name. I walk Grayson Avenue tonight. Same cracked sidewalk, same pale light. That corner bar still smells like rain, and every window holds a face again. The city changed, but not for me. Her memory hangs from every tree. That old blue sign still flickers slow, like it knows what I still know. We used to laugh on these worn-out blocks, talk till dawn while the whole world stopped. Her hand in mine felt warm and true. Now all I hold is midnight blue. The record shop where she would smile still spins old songs from another time, and every note cuts through my chest like love don't die, it just won't rest. Old streets remember her better than I ever could. Every stone, every door still keeps her like it should. Old streets remember her, even when I try to move on. Every step I take tonight sings her name inside this song. I passed the diner where we used to stay, coffee going cold while she talked away. She said, don't lose your heart to time. Now I hear those words in every rhyme. I tried to leave, I tried to run, but memory walks where I begun. And every lamp that burns above lights the graveyard of our love. If I could tear these roads apart, would I finally free my heart? Or would the dust rise up and say she never really went away? Old streets remember her, and every shadow, every turn. And though the years keep rolling on, there are some fires that still burn. Old streets remember her, and maybe that's why I can't heal. 'Cause every mile of this old town still makes her feel too real. Yeah, these old streets still remember her. Midnight, ain't never been this long. Midnight, ain't never been this long. Midnight crawls across the floor like it's looking for you by the door. The bed is wide, the room is cold, and silence ages a man too old. The clock keeps beating like a bruise, and every minute makes me lose a little more of what I was before I learned what missing does. You side of the room still smells the same. I swear the dark still knows your name. There's a rope hanging by the chair, and every night I see you there. I keep the lamp on low and dim, like love might walk back in again. But all that comes is distant rain, and a heart repeating your refrain. A midnight without you feels heavier than stone. A man can face the world all day, but night undoes him when he's alone. Midnight without you is a blues too deep to hide. I wear my strength like an old dark coat, but break apart inside. I play guitar till my fingers bled, just to drown the things you said. Love me honest, love me true. Lord, I tried, but I still lost you. The moon slips silver through the blinds and lays your shape across my mind. I close my eyes, but I still see the way you used to look at me. If dawn could wash this room clean, would it take away what's been, or would the morning only show how deep a midnight man can go? Midnight without you is a river I can't cross. I still breathe, I still stand, but everything comes with a cost. A midnight without you turns memory into prayer, and every prayer I whisper low finds no one there. Midnight without you ain't no night I ever knew. I see you when there ain't nobody there. I see you when there ain't nobody there. There's a shadow on my wall each night, long and thin in the candlelight. It leans like you, it moves like grace, and every time it wears your face, I tell myself it's just a flame, just the dark playing old love games. But every man who's lost enough knows illusion can feel like touch. I sit in my chair with my old guitar and watch that shadow drift too far across the ceiling, down the floor, then stop exactly at the door. That's where you stood the night you cried, trying hard not to say goodbye. Now every evening near that hour, the wall blooms with your ghostly flower. Your shadow on my wall comes when the night gets deep. It says the words you never said and robs my soul of sleep. Your shadow on my wall stays till the dawn turns gray. I can't hold you in my hands, but I still feel you stay. Some men pray, some men drink, some men sink before they think. Me, I sit with memories art and let a shadow split my heart. I hear your heels in the hallway wood, the way I always knew I would. Then all at once the house turns still, and missing you becomes my will. If I tore these walls all down tonight, would I lose you with the plaster and light? Or would you rise through all that dust to prove some love outlives our trust? Your shadow on my wall knows every wound I hide. It lives where all my songs begin and where my brave words die. Your shadow on my wall is all the night will give, and though it ain't your living hand, it's how I learned to live. Just a shadow, still enough to break a man. I see you. I wrote your name, then folded up my heart. I keep a box beneath the bed, full of words I never said, pages bent and stained with time, your name still breathing through each line. I wrote by lamp and cigarette, on nights I swore I'd not forget. Told the paper what I hid, told the truth I never did. One letter starts with come back home, another says I'm still alone. One just says I miss your eyes, and one asks God the reason why. I sealed some up but never mailed, like I knew courage would have failed. 'Cause once a man sends pain and ink, he can't outrun what he must think. These are letters I never sent, words too late and hearts half spent. Every page still holds your light, every line keeps me awake at night. A letter I never sent, full of all that love once meant. I wrote them slow to save my soul, but they never made me whole. The paper smells of dust and smoke, and all the vows we never broke, till silence came and split us wide, and left me with no place to hide. Sometimes I read them out loud low, just to hear where my heart won't go. And every sentence sounds the same, like grief and love share one old name. If I mailed them all tomorrow noon, would they find you too late, too soon? Or would the wind do what I feel and bring them right back here? Letters I never sent, still bleeding in this room. I built a church from paper paint and worship in the gloom. Letters I never sent are all I have of grace, 'cause sometimes love survives the loss in handwriting in space. Folded words, unopen truth, still yours. Listen, rain don't lie. The rain came down like a train tonight, hard and cold in the yellow light. I stood beneath that leaking sign and let the storm red my mind. Every drop hit like your goodbye, sharp enough to split the sky. The gutter sang a low refrain, like it had learned the shape of pain. We once danced through a summer storm, young and foolish, safe and warm. Now rain just crawls down the window glass and asks me why you couldn't last. I hear your name in thunder roll, see your eyes in puddled rose, and every flash across the street turns memory into heat. Rain knows my pain, it falls where words can't go. It drums against this tired heart and tells me what I know. Rain knows my pain, nights I trust the storm more than the promises we use. I walked the block till shoes went dark, till water climbed my cold and heart. And every doorway, every light looked like a place we'd been one night. The city bed beneath the rain, like even stone could feel the strain. And I kept moving with no aim, just letting weather say your name. If the storm could wash you free, would it take you out of me? Or is sorrow like the sea? It leaves its salt in everything. Rain knows my pain, more honest than my pride. It falls and falls and never asks how well I hide inside. Rain knows my pain, and maybe that's enough. Some men cry with open eyes when heaven gets too rough. Rain keep falling, maybe you can sing what I never could. Some things snap and never sound the same. I changed the string on my old guitar, but it still buzzes where the fractures are. That's how love sounds after trust gives way. You tune it up, it still won't play. You promised me the road was ours, through low-lit bars and southern stars. The promises are thin as wire, one hard pull and they catch fire. That night on stage, you watched me sing like I was saved. I thought your eyes meant stay with me. Now I know looks can lie softly. The crowd was loud, the amp was hot, but I didn't hear the warning shot. It came later in your packed up clothes and the slow swing of a closing door. Broken strings and promises, that's what's left of us. I'm in the steel, I sing the song, but the hurt still cuts. Broken strings and promises, scattered on the floor. You can fix a chord, but not the trust. your scarf inside my case, like a relic from a warmer place. And every time I lift that lid, I meet the man I almost hid. The strings I break I always save, a little grave for what I gave. I tie them up with notes unsung and wonder where our years have gone. If I restring this heart tonight, will it hold the key just right? Or will one hot memory again pull everything too thin? Broken strings and promises, live in every song. That's why even when I stand up straight, I still feel wrong. Broken strings and promises, all the blues I wear. You left me with a music box full of smoke and prayer. Snap. That's how forever sounds. Hush now, she's still here in the quiet. When the whole house goes still at night, and even the lamp gives up its light, I hear a voice between the walls, soft as dust, low as a call. Not loud enough to make me turn, just enough to make me burn. It slips between the clock and rain and lays itself across my pain. She says my name the way she did, before the dark, before I hear, before the years took all their toll, before I learned to split my soul. I stop my breath so I can hear that tender ghosts come drifting near. And for a moment, small and true, the silence sounds exactly like you. Her voice in the silence keeps this lonely room alive. It don't ask much, it don't stay long, but it helps me survive. Her voice in the silence is the last soft thing I own. A little mercy in the dark for a man alone. I've played the crowds in empty bars, I've sung beneath 100 stars, but nothing cuts so deep and plain as hearing love without a name. The phone don't ring, the floor don't creak, the memory has a way to speak. And every pause inside this night carries her like fragile light. If I drown the room with radio sound, will she still rise from underground? Or does true love know every door into the heart's back room? Her voice in the silence makes me old and makes me new. 1,000 miles can't kill the tone of one true I love you. Her voice in the silence is my blessing and my scar. The night gets deep, the room goes still, and there you are. Don't speak too loud, I might lose her. Some love leaves, some love lingers. Some love don't know when it is done. It sits like smoke after the sun. Long after doors are closed and locked, it walks the halls and mocks the clock. I thought time would clear your trace, sweep your perfume from this place. But love that stayed too long in me turned every room into memory. I met women with kind eyes and heard gentler, sweeter lies. But every smile I tried to hold went cold, because yours still glowed. I wore my best, I played my part, but no one touched that haunted heart. 'Cause you had rooted deep and strange in a place no years could change. Love that stayed too long won't loosen from my bones. It hums beneath my every song and follows when I'm gone. Love that stayed too long turned faithful into pain. I buried it 100 times, it rose up every time again. There's an ache that feels almost like pride, a wound a man learns how to hide. I call it strength when daylight's near, but at midnight I call it you, my dear. I keep your ring in a coffee tin with all the sins I kept within, and And every now and then I stare, like some old fool still saying prayer. If love had left when love should leave, maybe I'd know how to breathe. But some hearts hold too hard too long and turn goodbye into a song. Love that stays too long made home inside my chest, and though it broke me slow and true, I still wore it like my best. Love that stayed too long is the blues I cannot lose. A faithful hurt, a sacred scar, a pair of worn out shoes. Stay too long, still not gone. I waited till morning broke the window. The night you didn't call, I knew something cold had passed on through. The phone sat silent by the bed, like a final word unsaid. I checked the line, I checked the time, poured coffee black, then cheap red wine. I walked the floor till dawn turned thin, still pretending you'd come in. There was thunder far away, a dog barked twice across the way. The city breathed, the world moved on, but in my room all faith was gone. I played your song on the radio, turned it down then up real low, like maybe music held the key to why you'd slip away from me. The night you didn't call was the night I lost the ground. No crash, no fight, no shattered glass, just silence all around. The night you didn't call taught me how goodbye can sound. Not loud, not cruel, just quiet enough to take a whole man down. By 3 a.m. I knew the truth. Love had left me in my youth. By 4 I smoked out on the stair. By 5 I stopped expecting care. Then daylight crept beneath the blind and laid his hand across my mind. I stared at that unringing phone and learned what it means to be alone. If it had rung one single time, would I still be less than fine? Or had the silence already won before the night was done? The night you didn't call still lives behind my eyes. A little room, a little phone, 1,000 little lies. The night you didn't call became the man I am, still listening in for what never came. As hard as any man can. No ring, no voice, no us. Spin it slow. Hear what's left. There's dust on our old records now, but I still know just where and how to place the needle in the groove and wake the dead things that still move. The first song crackles soft and low, like footsteps from so long ago. There you are beside me again, young and lit by summer wind. We used to dance in stocking feet, bare wood floor and no beat missed. You laugh when I sang out of key, say broken sounds made sense to me. Now the record spins alone, round and round through skin and bone, and every scratch, every pop and hiss sounds exactly like what I miss. Dust on our old records, still can't hide your touch. Time can fade the sleeve and label, but not this much. Dust on our old records still rises when they play and fills this room with all we were before you slipped away. I kept them stacked beside the wall, couldn't bear to lose them all, 'cause songs remember what men lose. That's why heartbreak picks the blues. I read your note inside one sleeve, play this when you don't believe. Lord, I didn't know back then how many nights I'd read it again. If I break these records clean in two, would I finally lose you too? Or would your voice rise from the sound, even from the ground? Dust on our old records settle soft, but never stays. One little And every time I hear them turn, I find you underneath. Crackle, spin, come back again. Spin it slow. Some hearts only find one home. I've seen 100 faces pass, like moonlight moving through the glass. Soft eyes, kind hands, voices warm, but none could hold me through the storm. 'Cause once a man has touched the truth, he can't return to borrowed youth. And what we had, for good or pain, ain't something life can make again. I tried to build a safer flame, call it peace, not call your name. But every road led back somehow to your old laugh, your tired brow. They said time heals what time can break, but some loves don't dissolve or shake. They settle deep beyond the skin and teach the blood where it has been. Your love I can't replace, but I still belong to you. Oh, love I can't replace, lives where pride can't reach, and every song I sing these days is still beneath your speech. I ain't saying you were perfect, no. God knows we let our temper show. But even storms can have their grace, and yours still shines upon my face. I keep a photo in my wallet warm, edges soft as Sunday morn. And when the world gets hard and strange, I touch that paper like a change. If love comes once and not again, what becomes of lonely men? Do we wander? Do we choose? Or just learn to wear the blues? You're a love I can't replace, a wound I won't erase. Not because I love the pain, but because it held your face. Oh Lord, love I can't replace, still teaches me to sing. And though I lost your living hand, you left me everything can't replace, can't forget, won't deny. I don't say it out loud no more, but I still keep it. I don't speak your name in crowded rooms, I don't carve it in my tunes. I wear my calm, I walk on straight. I learned how men survive through weight. But in the drawer beside my bed, in the pause before sleep instead, in the quiet between two chords, I still keep your name, my Lord. Not like a chain, not like a crime, more like a watch that keeps old time. A little thing I can't throw out, though years have worn away the shout. It lives in letters, lives in air, in a loosened tie, an empty chair, in all the ways of life gets marked by one bright match gone dark. I still keep your name, like a prayer I don't recite, like a candle in the back room burning low at night. I still keep your name, though I let your footsteps go. 'Cause some love leaves the body, but the soul won't let it go. I bless the years, I bless the scars, I bless the miles, the bars, the cars. Carried me through nights so wide, with only memory by my side. And if one day my hands grow still, if I can't sing, if I lose my will, I know the last sound in my chest will be your name laid down to rest. So no, I'm not the man I was, and no, you're not what memory does. But love ain't always meant to stay, sometimes it lights the road away. I still keep your name, not to suffer, not to hide, but because once in this hard old life you stood here by my side. I still keep your name, in the blues and in the flame. And though I learned to live without, I'll never call it shame. still keep your name in every chord, in every